Good morning, Big Brother Hometown's Viewing Lounge. We are back again. I'm CLC, and we're back with Morning Tea with CLC, where we spill all the tea. BBH16. It is day 74. Drop the 7 in the Big Brother Hometown 16 house. My God, it has felt so long, but we're trucking through. We'll get to it. But Queen Olivia is going to give us a calm and necessary round that we so need. For those who haven't read the game updates chat, the Pussy Willows are killing me with their wigs, and my wig is gone, but someone's wig is still on. It's Mitchell Stokes.
In honor of my new favorite alliance of all time, hey. Okay, this is like I just randomly have this in my office at school because I have this like mannequin head, and she's called Brenda. She's our classroom mascot. She's very pretty, but I had to steal her wig for a second. Well, hold on, let me put it back.
I'm fucking ill. I know Josh might have teased that someone would be joining for their first time today. That bitch be sleeping. So, sorry for the fake news. We apologize. And out of respect, I'm not going to drag this person. I've chosen Keys today.
Ray Emery Price, winner of Big Brother Hometown Season 8.
I told myself I would choose peace and that I would not call out Emery Gray Price for his bitch-ass behavior of not showing up today. I'm going to keep that to myself. Oh,
he said, I don't know why I thought I was coming on Friday. Give me 5 minutes.
Y'all. As we said earlier, we are so excited to have Gray here for his first appearance. We are so excited.
In the words of Blake from season 11, I don't know. I want to apologize. Someone broke into my office. Someone stole my clothes. They held a gun to my head and forced me to say that.
Oh my god! I'm literally crying. I got something in my eye. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh no, this is Yes, come on, fitness queen.
Come on, Planet
He's
Fitness.
A bitch, and I had to come on the stream just to say that.
Girl, aren't you in a no judgment zone? Sis, what's up?
Girl, that's talking about weight.
All judgment, everything else.
You heard it here first.
I'm gonna. Can I hang out in the background in case I have something to say?
Absolutely. We're gonna remove you now. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I feel like we're that podcast, My Favorite Murder, where they don't talk about anything relevant for the first 10 minutes and then like actually do their job. So we're gonna talk BBH now after we've spent 4 minutes of just laughing. Oh man.
Okay. This is serving very that one time where we went for like almost an hour and 45 minutes on tea, and like the last like hour was just like complete nonsense.
Just nonsense. Absolute ridiculousness.
And it truly is just me and my good Judy, Carl, Landon Clark, just shooting the shit, honestly.
We're here for.
And you are reading this correctly. I will be the new co-host for at least the next 5 days because I don't have
work. Period. Get into it, fam. Get into this. So if you're not vibing with this, go away for 5 days.
No, and I do have an annoying voice, but you know it's too bad.
Alrighty, we've sold enough for Gray at this point. We've done the Lord's work. We've done the Lord's work. Alrighty, coming into today, we talked about this yesterday with Danny and Josh, but coming into day 4, most of the alliances left in the game, or like most of the alliances in the game, were pretty much done because Robbie's in them, and everyone has turned on Robbie. He is the plague, and no one wants.
How dare you say this about Robbie? He didn't make any alliances.
Like, we have to sidebar. We have to sidebar immediately.
That was
this
so
man.
Funny. That call
This
was so
man
funny.
has gone around and everyone does this for the record. Everyone plays this game of like, I'm not making any alliances. I'm not in any alliances. I play an honest game. I don't like to lie. I don't like to backdoor people. I really hate backdooring people, as he has done or has tried to scheme all of those things. We're sitting there being like, the fuck? What you mean? Like, it's one thing to say, like, it's a valid strategy to be like, hey, I'm not doing any of those things. It's a really bad strategy when everyone else knows you're already doing these things and you're doubling down on this lie. Just tell the truth, Robbie. You have nothing to lose anymore. Just
but like
own it.
The toothpaste was really out of the tube when it came to like came to all the things that Robbie was doing like on day 2. So like to try and just flat out deny or like downplay those, it was kind of like I don't know. That wasn't a good move.
Literally. I'd make these alliances. I just happen to connect well with these people who have physically created those text groups, but they're no alliances. No alliances. And I feel like that literally is what Robbie was thinking. Like, he was owning up to the fact that he was in group chats, but he's like, but they're not alliances. Robbie, that's what they are.
Well, they're not, because he got totally thrown under the bus and rolled over like several times back and forth, and they're not really alliances anymore because he's been like booted from them essentially.
Yeah, hey Robbie, in Discord, do you want to read what that category name is where all your chats are in? I'm pretty sure they're called alliance chats. So just for the record, there, love. Regardless if you trust each other or not, they are alliance chats.
Yeah. I don't want to drag Robbie too much, because I do think he had like as good of a apology tour as he could have. Like, the problem was, and I'm sure I know you talked about it the last couple of days, but like he not Murphy for Vito. Hey Kane.
Period. Hey.
But like he shot himself so hard in the foot by going so hard for Stan, and like everybody is just absolutely using that against him now. And so it's like it's too little too late. Like, he got back on there and like he got on calls with people yesterday and was making the best of the situation, but it wasn't going to be enough. It wasn't even going to be close to being enough.
No, because as we've already alluded to, he keeps lying.
It's like they're like white lies. So
yeah, but like that's the thing, when you have burned people and you need to bring them, like, he has such an uphill battle of convincing people like, hey, please work with me despite me being a massive liability in this house. Like, you had such an uphill battle. Why are you telling these little bitty lies that don't matter when you are the one begging for help in this game? Beggars cannot be choosers, Robbie. You cannot choose which information you'd like to give out, which is funny that he's still lying about these chats. It's like his confessional said it all. He's alone. So why are you protecting these people?
He honestly just needs to go like full chaos and be like, here are the people that I was in an alliance with. Here are all the people that wanted to be in a group chat with me. Oh, look, Kelly's in 3 of these group chats with me. Interesting. How many group chats are you in with Kelly? Like, that's what he needs to do if he wants, like,
how is that not clicking for him to, like, whenever you look at like the fact that you're in 3 group chats and Kelly's in all of them, and then you look at the number of, like, do you not look at that and then think, how many group chats am I in? And like that's what confuses me, because it's like I love what Kelly is doing right now. Like,
she's literally getting away with murder. It's insane.
It's like that Breaking Bad meme where he's like, we can't keep letting him get away with it. Like, that's like Kelly right now. Like, we can't keep letting her get away with it, but we are, like, and I don't understand how you can. I just don't get how you can be in multiple chats with her and not start thinking to yourself, like I said, how many chats am I in?
Yeah.
And like, that should get your gears turning and like easily make it to where you can like bounce around and tell other people like, hey, something's not right. Like, we've got to do something about this, but that's not happening. And it's amazing for her.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm trying to like look really quickly how many she's in.
I love it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She's in 8 alliances right now. Not all of those are obviously valid alliances, but she's in 8 chats.
I asked her on call before we did her challenge last night, like which ones that she was like most loyal to, and she said she really wanted to be loyal to Magic Feet and to Pussy Willows. So that was kind of her like game plan, I guess, going forward.
That makes sense. But coming into the day, we had 4 strong-ish alliances. Pretty much anything that didn't have Robbie in it, I counted as like the strong-ish alliances of like, okay, these might do something. The Olivia, Bridget, and Anwar chat, which has still gone unnamed, like they all like each other. Bridget and Olivia specifically like have in the words of Olivia, Bridget has a stranglehold on my alliance right now because almost every alliance that Olivia's in, Bridget is also there for the most part. But ultimately they want to keep Anwar close just because he's kind of on the outs a little bit. But Anwar's also thinking, Kelly needs to go so I can have Bridget and Olivia to myself, because Anwar knows as long I'm in a chat with the Bridget and Olivia, but they're closer to Kelly. As long as Kelly's here, they're never going to prioritize me. Anwar has learned from his mistakes because he constantly aligns with people who have other options. And he's learning a lot this season. He's aligning with Veronica, who doesn't have much, trying to align with Jimbo, who actually does have a lot, but Jimbo wants Anwar to be his person. So like he's picking the right people this time. So I'm really proud of Anwar. And he's a competition, at least for these first couple comps, he's dangerous. He won the veto handedly and easily could have won this at a household.
Well, he's one of the only people who's not throwing competitions early.
Poor. Yeah. I mean, he threw the memory wall, but like he threw it in a way that still was not poor.
Still bad. Yeah. Like if he wanted to do well, he could have done really well. That's why.
Like, yeah, he still got like, I think he was like 8th or 7th place, and he didn't even pay attention for half the comp. He was eating his pasta, and he was like, oh, I guess I should read these words, I guess. Like a minute in. So Anwar could be very dangerous, and he's safe this round, spoiler alert. So he's chilling. The other alliances, Magic Feet, obviously, Kelly wants to stay loyal to them. Obviously, Kadri is still a liability in some people's eyes. Really, the still Stan supporters that were that are still left in the game kind of view him poorly. But Kadri is very lucky to have an Olivia head of household here. Let's just say that, because a lot of people would have nominated him.
Well, they would have either nominated him to go, or they would have nominated him as a pawn and been fine if he would have been like expendable to them. Like, and he got super lucky, and now he can just be chill. He can just fade back in the background, dig his roots in. His stock is rising, which is exciting.
Because the two people who were the Nicki Minaj to his Miley Cyrus, going around being like, back to the bitch with a lot to say about me in the press this week, are going to go out back to back. And we're going to be like, Stan and Robbie will be the first 2 boots of the season, and there are no more Kadri haters left in the game. So,
but you know, I love that for Kadri, and ultimately, I love that for us as the viewers.
Truly.
Because it doesn't feel like it's often that. I mean, I love Stan and Robbie. This cast, like top to bottom, is got to be like one of the best, like BBH casts, one of the best org casts, one of the best, like if we're comparing it to like actual Big Brother casts. Like, it's just a solid cast. But like, it's not often that as viewers we win. I am so used to giving, and
now we get to receive.
And the fact that like Kadri is going to get out of this, and he is going to be relatively unscathed, and like maybe potentially not be a pre-jury boot. Like after that HOH, you would think like, oh my God, he is absolutely a pre-jury boot. Like, no, like I don't know that will happen now.
Yeah.
The thing that I do worry about is someone like Kelly or Caro being a pre-jury boot, because like the way that it's set up right now, you would think that like a Kelly or a Caro is like set for being on jury. But the way that this season has gone so far is like the people who you think are like absolutely there's no way they're going to go end up getting blindsided. And so, like, if it's week after week of Blindside, like, I worry about some of those, like, already established fan favorites, like Kelly, Caro, maybe even like a Jeff. Like, I worry about them in terms of, like, their jury stock, just because, like, this season is already very unpredictable in round 2.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
There's some interesting things, like, you made a lot of points I want to, like, piggyback off of. Like, number one, you're right. Like, it's not often that we get, like, the best possible outcome from, like, the viewer perspective, in that, like, we have great newbies that are two that are going to survive the block over, like, veteran players. Like, that's not very common. So it's exciting that Claudia stayed over Stan. We hate that Stan left, but, you know, it's exciting that he's getting a chance to play. If Michael and Robbie are ultimately the noms here, Michael will most likely stay, like 95% chance of staying. But it's great that he's going to get to stay over top of a veteran org player. So I think it's like that's exciting as well. So, and then to your point about Caro, I actually disagree. I think Caro is not helping herself right now. She was on Team Stan to stay, and then she was, like, visibly and, like, upset about the fact that the vote had flipped, and she did not do a good job of hiding that. She also checked out afterwards, and instead of, like, building, like, being like, yeah, no, it was all fine, it's all totally fine, she kind of was just, like, distant. And I think she's kind of built herself into a little hole of potentially that if if somebody she's not been talking to wins, she could be in a lot of danger.
Yeah. I agree.
Can I say one more thing? Sorry.
You're good.
The way that Olivia has redeemed Kadri's reputation in this house is insane. Like, because everybody yesterday was like, what the hell is Kadri thinking? What is he doing? He's being so messy. And then they get on call with Olivia, and Olivia's like, I just think he made he's just a newbie. He just made some mistakes. It wasn't his fault. He didn't know. He just wanted to play hard and play the game. Like, and they're all like, yeah, you know,
you're right.
Right. Yeah. Like, you know what? Let's give him another chance. I'm like,
yeah. Truly, like these people, like Kadri's HOH was giving me Frenchie vibes. It was like, told people I wouldn't nominate you, ended up nominating them, pushed for certain people to go. It almost didn't happen. And a lot of people came to Olivia being like, well, you're going to put up Kadri and Robbie, right? Like, duh. And Olivia's like, Robbie? Absolutely. Kadri? Let's talk about it. And absolutely, like, and especially these veteran players, she was just like, go back to the first time you played. Were you perfect?
Mm-hmm.
No, exactly. Like, stop.
It's good to have someone like that advocating for you too. Like, whenever and like, I really think that, like, it really benefits Kadri that, like, the only other person maybe besides himself winning HOH, like, that would keep him safe, like, one HOH, like, because it's like you've got to think that going into, like, round 2, like, the easiest, like, I don't want to cause waves in this house, like, the easiest nom set you could put up is probably, like, Claudia as a pawn, Kadri as a target. And, like, it just feels so great that, like, we didn't get that. Like, it just feels awesome that, like, other things are happening, because it means, like, it's very, very unpredictable. And
she sees the forest through the trees.
Yeah.
Like, she sees the, like, veteran web of connections, and they're really not that many, and they're really not that strong, but they're there. And we all know that at the beginning of a game, those, like, tenuous, like, oh, we played a Zoom game once together, or we're in this group chat together, those things are gonna, like, grow a lot faster than new relationships. And she really sees through that, and she says, no, I need the Jimbos, I need the Kadris, I need the Jacobs of the world. Like, she sees that she needs the Claudias to have as a weapon. Like, Kadri is a weapon in this game. Like, he has shown already that he is not afraid to make a big move and be a little bit messy. And whenever Olivia says go, Kadri, she's just going to unleash him like a weapon on this game. And it's going to be really fun to watch, I think.
Oh, here we go. Here we got a fight. We got a fight brewing in the house chat, or not the house chat, in the comment chat.
Oh,
Everyone's saying Queen Olivia. Dan says that she is playing a great game, but I think she might be setting herself up to be the first juror. And Josh says, I absolutely disagree, but Stephanie Fagan agrees with her.
Oh,
Dan, I don't think she'll be first juror, but right now I could easily see her being like third, fourth, fifth juror because it just depends on. I mean, and that's a very miscongeniality answer to give. Obviously, it obviously depends on who wins each.
Yeah, Carlson
dictates the game.
I don't see her being first juror, but I see her being second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth,
like
8th.
Yeah, and that's bad of me to say. Like I see her being like 8th, 7th place right now. Like I can see some people's gears turning, being like, Olivia is better than we think she is. She's stronger than she has let on. Her round 1 was not indicative of truly the potential there. And I think by top 8, top 9, top 7, everyone will fully see Olivia's full deck of cards. She'll have all 52 cards showing. And I think that's where she gets booted right now.
I think I agree with you, Carl, but I do think the key for Olivia is Kelly. If she keeps Kelly on side, Kelly doesn't expose her, because Kelly is the only person in her. Well, that's not true. Somebody else said it too. But Kelly said that she's the only one who's like really clocking the game that Olivia's playing, and she's like, "Come on, Olivia, keep making your target bigger and bigger and bigger."
Oh, Kadri knows that Olivia was a big factor in the Claudia save plan, that's why he got on call with her immediately and said, "Hey, I want to work with you," because he knows that she has a lot of influence.
And I think that all it takes is for Kelly and Kadri to think like, "Hey, when do we bow out of this? Like, when do we let like this ship sink and make sure that we're not on it?"
She's
because Stokes, it's like a perennial Big Brother thing. The biggest targets always get sniped to 8th place.
Period.
The biggest target to win is always going to get sniped.
Yeah. If she cuts Kelly in the pre-jury and Kelly can't expose her, then Olivia could do. I think that's her path. She's going to have to cut Kelly in pre-jury, which I don't know. I don't think she will. So,
and it's hard because Olivia is full of thoughts, and it's hard to. And how do I going to say this? She's very Dan. She's very Crystal, like, where got a lot of things in the headspace right now, and has a lot of options open. And as the day and the weeks progress, she starts to eliminate options. She's like, okay, that's no longer my end path. That's no longer my end path. She's got a lot of thoughts in her head. Like, she's throwing around the idea of like, Bridget needs to be the first person I cut of anybody that I'm close to right now, because Bridget's in a lot of my alliances. And if I can cut Bridget, I can pick up Louise, because they're going to boot Robbie this round. So Louise is kind of now more on an island. So let me pick up Louise. And that's why Olivia then ultimately is a big proponent of forming the Backyardigans, which is this alliance that we've been waiting for days, which is, oh Jesus, Louise, Bridget, Olivia, Kelly. So like Olivia setting that up to like have options for when she ultimately wants to cut her friends. It's just a question of when she wants to do it, because she has all these thoughts in her head of like how people perceive her and how she has to maneuver this. So I love that she's prepared. She's got, like, in the words, not to bring up Survivor, if you've not watched Survivor, shame on you. But like last night, someone at Tribal Council was like, there are all these sub plans. And like, if this happens in sub part A and B and C, that's kind of how she's thinking about everything. So she is prepared for whatever happens to have her like next subplot. But because she has so many ideas, it's like, I don't know what she's going to do yet, which is fun and exciting. The Padlock Season 4 Backyardigans Alliance Erasure. Girl, I don't fucking know. Girl, I've just been rooting for you and Ryan R.T. Taylor. That's all I know about Padlock. And the original Unique Voice, swear to God. So Yeah, Liv's got a lot of thoughts, and it's interesting to see what she ultimately decides for her game right now, because she's thrown around throwing out Kelly, she's thrown around booting Bridget. It's just a question of, because she's in so many alliances, the world is her oyster. The world is truly her oyster. She's aligned with a lot of fucking people. So I don't know. And obviously she's in the Pussy Willows, which is Jimbo, Kadri, Kelly, and herself. And alliance with Anwar, and the alliance of now the Backyardigans. Like, she's in a lot.
This cast fucking loves alliances.
They do. But I want to see someone. I want to see like a couple HOHs like coming up. Like, I would love to see, just to establish like the tone even more. I would love to see like the next two, or at least sometime before jury. I want to see a really exciting HOH where someone who is like the least established in alliances wins.
Yeah, I would die for a Veronica HOH or an Anwar HOH. I would.
And or like y'all were saying earlier, like if Caro was a big proponent for keeping Stan, and Stan is gone, like maybe Caro is one of those people who like can, like, someone else can sweep up and say like, hey, we need her with us, instead of just making her like an easy target. Like, I think even like a Caro HOH could be like exciting, because it's like, what is she gonna do? And so I think like it's fun to see people that are like in all these alliances, like kind of like already controlling the narrative. But I think that I really want to see that get like overthrown and like have to regroup. And I think doing that like right at live night or right before live night would be like the most like team TV thing to happen. And that's kind of what I'm rooting for. I almost wish that like as a viewer, like I could like bet, and I mean like actual money, like not like fake coins in a game, but like I wish I could bet actual money on like things happening in this game. Like does like put down money on like, does Kelly's alliances, like the number of alliances she's in, does it get exposed before jury or after jury? And like I want to like bet on like a 3 or 4 leg parlay for BBH16.
Oh, get ready, fam. If you're interested, DM me. The BBH gambling ring is open for business. Don't you worry.
Like, I'm serious. Like, we need to start this.
And you can send all that money directly to my Venmo at mstoke12.
I am dead. We've pretty much talked about we've talked about pretty much the major alliances here. Wild, which is Bridget, Olivia, and Kelly, which is the subset of the Backyardigans. Obviously, Olivia loves them, but knows she needs to cut at least one of them pretty soon. And then obviously Olivia, in her preparation to cut one of them, preferably Bridget for her, has made this Pussy Willow alliance with Jimbo, Kadri, and Kelly, which major props to Kadri for getting on that. Because Olivia wanted Jimbo in alliance, wanted Kelly there, and needed a fourth person, and did not know who that fourth person would be. Because Jimbo has been such an underrated threat. And honestly, I'm making my bed right now. If I'm picking a winner pick right now, it's Jimbo. I know I said on the cast assessment, as of right now, Jimbo, everyone wants to work with Jimbo because they think Jimbo is like not being scooped up, but everyone wants to work with Jimbo. And Jimbo's clocking, and Jimbo's like, I'm going to need someone who I can beat at the end. And right now, I'm looking at Anwar and Veronica just because they're not as well liked as I am. And and everyone's approaching him from every different angle. Like, I want you, and I want you, and I want you. But he's still prioritizing Anwar and Veronica over all of them, despite not being in an alliance with them. Like, he's just so good.
Yeah. It's so funny because it was like an inverted U, where like he was so underrated that everybody recognized it, and then everybody's like, well, nobody else sees this, and then all of a sudden he starts rising up like this, because literally everybody's like, yeah, I like Jimbo. We can't let Jimbo leave because he could be one of our numbers, and now all of a sudden he's in such a good spot.
Such a good spot. So, and massive props to Kadri for getting him, because Olivia needed to figure out who likes Jimbo. And she got in a call with Kadri, and Kadri's like, I like Kelly and Jimbo. The perfect words Olivia needed to hear. And she goes, great, because Kadri was on her short list of people she wanted to bring in. So it was just when those two puzzle pieces fit, and you're like, oh, miracle. Mm-hmm. It's like, that's where the Pussy Willows form. Magic Feet, Kelly wants to stay loyal to it. Obviously, some distrust in Kadri just from other people. And then Jacob, just his work has really prevented him from like it's so unfortunate. We talked about it yesterday. Jacob comes in as soon as he's done with work, being like, "Hey, I want to hop on calls," and everyone's like, "Oh, I'm tired from the day. Sorry, my man. Not doing it." It's really not his fault, but like, it's annoying because people are like, "I want to talk to Jacob. I wish he would call me." Jacob messages, "Hey, you want to call?" "No, I'm gonna go to bed." You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. Like, he's trying, like he really is, but no one's giving him the shot.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where it's like it's not his fault that we're not going to shame him for having a job, right? Like as Susie would say, we're not going to shame like Jacob. He has to do his job, and he has a busy job. He's doing a great for the time that he has to put in. And he had a great round one, and he was second in my power rankings after round one. And that he will not be after this round, but I think if anybody's going to get pegged for being inactive, it's going to be him. And it's not true, number one, but two, it's just unfortunate circumstance.
Yeah. But the people who get on call with him really like him. And like, you look at Kelly, who wants to protect him at all fucking costs, despite like Kelly not having a ton of interaction with him, like on call. Like, she got on one call with him, maybe a second one in Magic Feet, and she's just like, I really like the guy. I want him to be around as long as I can keep him. Olivia doesn't want him going anywhere. Like, there are just people who like are protective of him despite like his social position. So if he and when he has pockets of windows of time where he can call, he gets on those calls, even if they're 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He got on call with Jeff for 5 minutes yesterday, like middle of his day. He was like, "Hey, I'm free. Like, are you available?" Like I'm doing what I can.
These people are literally serving us every day. Yeah. Like they are playing. They are making the most out of it. Like, this is like a dream cast in the sense of like people who are committed to the game.
And I mean, I said before the season started, it really did feel like this was like an all-star cast, like in a season that's not all-stars. Like, you've seen higher levels of inactivity, like early on in the early rounds, in every season of all-stars that BBH has had so far. Like, literally every season.
Every org ever, there's always somebody who's inactive.
I've never seen it where round one, everyone is involved. And that's the thing that, like, you know, you're talking about Jacob, like, not being able to hop on many calls, like being at work. Like, usually that's fine. Like, usually that's not a big deal. Like, and even like the fact, like, hopping on like a few calls in like little pockets of time, usually that's like super rewarded. Like, people are like, oh my God, like, you're at work, but like you're willing to like come on and chat with us. Like, cool. Like, for that to like not be that way this season because everyone is as active as they are is shocking to me, because I don't think that's ever happened. Like, I really don't think that's ever happened.
The average person, I feel like the average player this season is taking like 4 or 5 calls a day.
Yeah. It's insane. Like, I think Crystal said it best in our prod chat either this morning or last night, was just like, there are no low tier players here, but like by comparison, there has to be. Like, everyone can't, like, everyone is not comparatively a high tier player in this game. But like, if you take everyone as an individual, they're all either a middle tier or a high tier player this season. And it's unfortunate these like middle tier players are being like comparatively deemed lower tier, but like everyone is playing so well.
If you threw any person in this season into another season of BBH, like individually, like take each individual person from this season and throw them in any other season of BBH, they're like top half, maybe like top fourth.
Yeah, like it's crazy. It's insane. I mean, it's insane about this cast caliber, and given that they're all not like super org vets, like it's just incredible.
The return on investment, when you do a good job, you attract good people your way, and that's one of the things I love about being a part of Big Brother Hometowns. And like, even these newbies, I mean, newbies are always hit or miss, but we just got really lucky with this group of people that they just have dived right in. I mean, Kadri has just really just dived into this experience. Michael was on a call with Louise yesterday, and he made this joke about like, well, you know, in a year from now, when I've done 100 of these games, like, he's like so bought in and so invested. Like, it's just really fun to see them like take the opportunity and make the most of it. And what Josh and I feel like have always said when we do commentary together is like, the people who jump in and give their all to the experience are the ones that always have the most rewarding experiences, regardless of how they place. It's not about winning.
I hope that like I've said this before in the chat too, like I hope that other org hosts who are watching this season like look at this cast and like look at the way that they're playing and like heavily like run after some of these people for like their next seasons too, because like I just feel like there's a lot of like gems, especially in those first time players. Like when you look at someone like Michael, like, oh my gosh, like who wouldn't want to cast him in like their next season? Like, so I just hope that that's something that's happening like in people's heads right now too, from the viewer side, is like, how can we get this person in our next game? I also have a theory for why everyone is playing so hard right now.
Okay.
I'm wondering if y'all want to hear it.
Oh, well, obviously.
Oh, God.
I don't think it's a coincidence that everyone is working so hard this season and literally.
No, we're not dealing with this Kim K bullshit.
Get your ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work nowadays.
I as soon as you said, I don't think there's a coincidence I said, bitch, this fucking Kim K reference, I'm ill.
I knew it was a bit. I was so confused of where we were going.
I was like, where is this going? And I'm like, oh my God, it's a fucking
I'm telling you, this whole cast heard that and they were like, you know what? She's right.
You're right. I'm ill. Well, someone who, I mean, we've been talking about him, but someone, I needed to reference this comment, someone who thinks that they're working harder than they actually are, poor Jacob, messaged his prod chat this morning and was like, Robbie, I'm a pretty influential player. Like, not sure you're aware, but like, I kind of like saved Claudia in this last round, which like, I do
don't tell other people you're an influential player for one.
Well, he went to, this was his project, yes. So like one,
okay,
shush, but like two, like he does get credit. He gets credit because Claudia was his first, he was Claudia's first call, and he really encouraged her, like, hey, these one-on-one chat calls, like you need to be on them, so you need to go do those, and like that is what sparked her confidence to go do it, which then led to her call with Olivia, which Olivia, obviously, we've talked about links and bounds about being the person to catalyze Claudia and be like, girl, here's how you're going to stay, and does it. Yeah. So like, I do give Jacob some credit, because had he not clued her in being like, hey, girl, you need to get on these calls, sis, this Olivia call might not have never happened. Yeah. But he doesn't realize that Olivia is the true reason Claudia's here.
He gets like secondary credit.
Yeah.
Because like he also was unafraid to tell people, no, I want to save Claudia. Like he was one of the first people that was saying, no, I'm going to vote out Stan. Like I want to save Claudia. And he was unafraid to do that. So he gets secondary credit. He does not get primary credit, and that's okay. No. That's actually a great spot for him. He doesn't want, he should not want primary credit right now.
You don't want it. You don't want it. You don't want it. You don't want it. And then the last lines we haven't talked about, just because I love this video so much. It is obviously
Luak Wo Catdom.
Is this, God, I love this video so goddamn much. Obviously is the alliance of Bridget, Kelly, Elise, and Jeff. I see this alliance kind of fading in the near days. Like I think it was really an alliance of friends that started off, and I just see all four of them kind of branching out to different people, and that just kind of fading to existence, just because there's distrust with Elise, because Elise was not super down to vote out Stan immediately. Just general distrust from Jeff. Just especially with Robbie gone, like I fear the eyes come back to Jeff a little bit, and everyone else is finding their other people. So I see that alliance kind of, despite me loving this video, I don't think I'll be using it for much longer.
Jeff. Now I will say I think Jeff is benefiting a lot this round.
Yes,
he the Stan and Robbie blow up of it all really helped him, because like 3 hours prior, everybody was like, what the fuck is Jeff doing? Like, not this alliance. I do not want to be here. And then they like kind of needed each other to like sort through everything that Robbie was doing. And it really helped pull the spotlight away from Jeff. I'm curious to see. He seems like he's calmed down, today and yesterday. I'm curious to say if he can stay there in that calmed down zone, because I think he's a much better player when he's not trying to force things to happen. Like, he really forced this alliance upon these people that are in it with him, and it really rubbed them the wrong way. And I think if he would just relax, let it develop naturally, let something else potentially come his way, another alliance maybe comes his way, I think Jeff, we might actually see make the jury, which is, it's been our long prediction that he's going to be the last pre-juror, I think. So we feel like that's when it's going to catch him. But if he's chill, if he stays calm, I could see this actually going very positively for him. And he really wormed his way out of a really potentially sketchy situation.
Yeah, it's also just hard because I think he as much as he's being, it's Joff. You are absolutely correct. I don't know why. I don't know if that's a reference from Olivia.
Olivia has another friend who spells their name the same way that Jeff spells it, but it says it Joff, and she calls him Joff on call all the time on accident. And it was so funny last night. She was like, "All right, bye, Joff," and he was like, "You're the only person on this cast who can't get my name right."
I didn't know if this was like a bit, but okay, that makes a lot of sense. It's also hard for Joff to like. It's hard because he's obviously in fuck, god damn it.
Luak Wall Catdom.
He's in that.
Luak Wall Catdom.
Fucking Simlish. He's in that, but like I think a lot of, and it's hard because I think he came into round one so strong. It's very Anthony IoTs from 15. When you talk about making alliances and days go by and people aren't added to anything, they start to wonder, oh, so who did you make alliances with? Because they're not me. After you talked about that you wanted to make alliances. So I think Joff's issue is that not only did he force this alliance that he no one really wanted, other people are thinking he's in other alliances that don't actually exist. Like Kadri wants Joff, Anwar, and Veronica out the fucking house yesterday because obviously, like he's in hot water with Anwar and Veronica after his HOH, but two, Kadri thinks they're in a trio alliance together, which is one of Kadri's not great reads, despite Kadri's like amazing reads. This is one of the worst ones. But like Jeff, I just think is getting pegged for a lot of things that he's not actually doing. It's very like Carly Wallman, 15. Like Carly must be behind this. Carly did this. Carly's doing this. It's like
the perennial scapegoat. Yeah, the scapegoat. When you play like that, when you force people into doing something that didn't happen naturally, like you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, and
you win stupid prizes.
Ooh, girl, did you come up with that right now?
Yeah, I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it.
A modern day white gay Maya Angelou. What can we say?
That feels like borderline inappropriate.
It's the first poet that came to my mind. A modern day gay Robert Frost.
There we go.
I don't know anything about these people. A modern day gay Lord Byron. He has to be white. With a name like Lord Byron, you gotta be white.
If you're not white, then ooh.
That's just a horrible name. Just a horrible name. That has to be a white name. That's like some Karen ass like named their kid Lord Byron. Like my son's gonna be something. My son's gonna be something.
Wait, was that guy's name actually Lord?
I don't know. I don't know.
If you're watching Morning Tea right now, this part of the show is where you sit down and you get a treat.
Oh god damn it! No, he was born George Gordon Byron. Fuck.
This is the part of the show where we all try to figure out if Lord Byron's name is actually Lord, if he was in fact white. Okay, you know whose reads I've been like very impressed with so far, and I don't know that it's because they're like necessarily like exceptional, but because I think for their ability level, like in terms of like how many games they played, they're exceptional. Is Claudia. Like I love how it was like right after the vote, Claudia came to the prod chat, and I'm still getting to know everyone's names in this game, so like bear with me, because I mean this feels like the first day of like college orientation still. But Claudia came to her prod chat and she was like, something's telling me, what was it like? She was like Kiro, Robbie, and someone else. Like she was like, Michael like didn't want me to stay. Like they were voting like for the other side. Like I was like, okay, girl. Like, and what else?
Yeah, she initially had said like, oh my god, everybody's safe.
They're so sweet. Yeah.
Then she was like, then she sent that gift. She's like, wait
a minute. Claudia's so funny because she's that type of girl who like rereads her rough draft like 8 times before making it a final draft. Like she'll send something and be like, oh my goodness, and then like it's like that meme where it's like you're sleeping and then your brain goes, wait a minute, that message. Goes, and like it just all like comes together.
I feel like if Claudia is like writing something, then like, and it's like not like in a instant message thread, like what she puts out is always going to be very solid. But seeing her in the like instant message thread environment where she like will send something out and then like it shifts over time, like she edits it as she goes. Like that's what's amazing, because it's like what she ends up with is going to be great, but seeing the like the process that gets her there is what's so fun and so like I think so endearing for Claudia.
And who the fuck is coming for Claudia right now?
And also, if you're fucking coming for Claudia, you're fucking coming for every single person in the chat, and I hope that you fucking realize
that. You will be catching these fucking Twitter figures.
I'm like, Rue. Like, I'm telling you, if you're coming for that bitch, she didn't send for you. Get a hobby. Go work.
Yeah.
It seems like nobody wants to work these days. Go work.
I think Tay said this in our prod chat yesterday, and it made me. It sent me. She was like, "Claudia just messaged me on. If you don't know, Tay is Claudia's supervisor at work.
Yes,
that's how we found Claudia, was through Tay, and she said that Tay Claudia sent message to Tay on Teams saying, hey, I'm gonna take a quick break. Like I'm very frustrated. I need a break. And then Tay said she checked Discord and Claudia had snuck off to take a call during work.
Queen. And if this gets Claudia fired, how dare they? How dare you? Go back to work.
Words for you, because you're gonna forget about that. Whatever you just saw, no, you didn't.
Who are you voting for?
whatever just happened, no, it didn't. Whatever break she just took, no, she didn't.
Yeah, just so you know, Taste, like Claudia's gonna come to you with her soft threats. And be scared. Be very. I don't think we talked about this on Morning Tea.
Yeah, that's true. She did.
When she was talking to Olivia about how to stay against Stan, Claudia already came prepared with like, hey, here's what my initial rough draft is going to be, and Olivia helped like tweak it. But Claudia's plan was like, step 1, here's why I should stay. Step 2, like, what do you need for me to confirm your vote to stay? Step 3, if they say they're going to still vote me out, give them a soft threat of like, so when she was on call with Jacob, because Jacob loves to be on the treadmill when he calls everyone, like that's his promise to himself. He's like, if I'm on call for this org, I'm going to be on the treadmill while I do it. We're losing weight here. And while they're on call, right? It's a great, and Kadri says he's going to start doing it as well.
Oh my gosh, I don't have a treadmill, but I might need to walk in place for the rest of this. Like,
but
I'm not in the chat if I should walk in place for the rest of this.
Well, she was on call with Jacob, and she was like, "Well, if you don't vote for me to stay, I'm gonna fly to Arizona and unplug all your treadmills." Like something that's like a threat, but it's like so meaningless that it's just like a soft threat. But like she was planning to give everyone a soft threat. And she told Olivia, "If you don't vote for me to stay, I'm gonna come to your house and I'm gonna like hold hands with your cats and stare at you while we do it." Like Claudia is just such a gem. I love her so much.
She's so disarming. She's so funny. Like, and I think I said this to Tay, like Claudia in her interview and in like our interactions with her does not come across as like this humorous or like as like I don't want to say she's not wild, but like bombastic is the right word. Like she does not come across as she comes across as like reserved, and then to see her being so funny and so like in it, just like her energy is so fun, and she's providing a lot of great content, and it's such a nice surprise.
Yeah, loving her. Alrighty, I guess it's time to get to the round. Even though there's not much to talk about the round, Olivia really said, "Prod, y'all were stressed out the last couple of days. I got you. Calm round time." Oh, queen of getting me some sleep.
Round one lasted 2 weeks. Felt like 2 weeks, so let's just make this easy.
Yeah. Thank God. Also, all praise to Mitchell Stokes for getting Robbie to go last night, because he had to go at like a very specific time last night, or he had to go today. And Mitchell said, "No, we're going to host you tonight so you can lose and we can have this round wrapped up tonight." So all praise to be. Thank you. But like half this yes, conditional formatting we stan. But like half this cast throws this HOH, and I mean actively does not look at the words, decides to do something else. And it's so funny because they all have these ridiculous lies about why they did so poorly, when I'm like, girl, everyone knows you threw. Like Elise threw, Jeff threw, Kelly threw, Jacob threw, Anwar threw, probably some other people threw, but like didn't actively tell us on the call that they were throwing. Like, we have never seen memory wall scores this low.
Yeah.
Ever. I have never seen a single digit memory wall score, and there were like 6 of them this season.
Most of them were single digits. I was like, what's going on?
These people were thrown left and right.
Jimbo and Elise were on call last night, and Jimbo goes, like, some of these scores were really low. Like, how did I get 3rd place? He's like, people had to have been throwing, and Elise was just like,
and fucking in that damn line.
Luak wall catdom.
Girl, speak on it. I love that language.
Kelly, Elise, and Jeff were the lowest scores, all at 6, and they all each on the call were like, "I'm so nervous that like I'm gonna be the lowest scorer. I'm gonna be the one who threw." And then they all go back to their chat being like, "Well, hello, fellow 6 scorers." Like they're all like, "Look at us. I guess we weren't that bad."
If you get a 6 on like word, like on memory wall, everyone knows that you threw. Like everyone knows that you threw. So like part of me is like, throw a little bit better, but also like I just think it's funny because if over half the cast throws this, what I think is funny is like someone in that group that threw is bound to look at someone else who didn't get a good score and say, "Oh my God, I can't believe that they threw that HOH comp." It's like, bitch, you threw it too. You threw it too. And like, I don't understand. Like, I was just waiting for that to happen, and maybe it will happen. Like,
it more so has felt, the vibe I felt more is like, if we, we're like, we all threw the comp, it's like, I see you. I see you. Do you see me? Look at us.
And I'm glad we got that. I'm glad we got that vibe. But I was just waiting for someone to like call someone else out on throwing, and it's like they just didn't want the HOH right now. What's wrong with that? Like, what's wrong with it? They said, you know what? I don't want that right now. Too much pressure. And I'm like, I don't blame you.
You're right. Like, but some of these people need to stop throwing. Like Jacob Love, I'm gonna need you to you gotta start playing with this head of household.
You gotta get your fucking ass up and work, Jacob.
Jeffrey Ellis, sir, I'm gonna need you to get your ass up and work.
Fucking ass up and work.
Like some of these people, Anwar, Anwar, Caro.
I need Caro to realize where she's at in this game and realize that like it's like not necessarily super bad, but it's also not super great. And I need her to win this next HOH. Like I need her to not throw it. Like some of these people that were throwing, it's like you said, like they're the ones who need to not be throwing. But it's just so funny to me that like that you had a 6 on word memory wall. Like, come on.
It's not believable. I'm sorry. I don't care what bullshit story you give me. You can't remember 6 words, bitch. While you sit there and memorize all the words to "Truth Hurts" by Lizzo, bitch, sit your fucking ass down with your 6 ass words. Give me a fucking break.
And it's like the human short-term memory, it's like 5 to 11. So like for you to get 6, like that's like below average for short-term memory.
Not the tomatoes. Tay was indeed higher. Dead. Don't know her. Yeah, it's just
neither does Jeff.
Tay said a 6.
But like, if these people continue to throw, like they're not in as good spots as I think that they're in. Like Kelly's the only one who actually threw. Who I was like, you know what, girl, you're right. Good move.
Yeah, Kelly didn't need to.
But like Elise, love, you're not in as great of a spot as you think you're in. Like, and 2 people we have not talked about that I do want to talk about because their spots are very interesting. One is Bridget. She started off very strong, but managed to like
relax,
take some Xanax, and like breathe for a minute. And like, do I think her spot? I think her spot has gotten better because she's not deemed as doing too much. But like, her spot is not much better because Olivia's trying to mastermind her demise. But like, Bridget as an individual has been playing a lot better, and I'm very happy for her. That she has calmed down, found her people. It's unfortunate that her people don't see her as their people.
Yeah.
So unfortunately,
she made the mistake of playing with people she already know. She already knew.
Yeah.
And one of those people being Anwar, who she blindsided, and the other person being Kelly, who she blindsided.
So, she really said, "I'm here to pay for my sins."
She's literally just like waiting around for them to get their revenge.
Yeah. So, and the other person we'll talk about, I mean, there's not much to talk about, is Louise. I'm kind of surprised at how of a poor positioning she's in. Like, obviously, on the wrong side of the vote at the beginning, clocked as not wanting to do it and only did it for the sake of numbers. And like, she's doing a great job on calls, but like, she's not super building a ton. Yeah, she did double down.
People that were in the minority. She's like really doubled down on Michael, which we love Michael, but Michael's not in a good spot right now. Michael's is on the block physically. And he's
talk about him.
But he's not, Michael's very, very well liked, but he's not in any alliances that have any sort of actual value or strength to them. But Luis is like, I love Michael. Like, I want to play the game with Michael. And that's fine. Like, but she didn't jump. She jumped ship for the vote, but she didn't jump ship for the game. And that's weird for a player like her to do.
Yeah. And like, she loves Caro. Caro ain't gonna help you. I mean, Caro will help you, but like, right, she's not in a spot to help you. It's just, the people that Louise is aligning with is just so odd to me. But again, it's Big Brother. If this was Survivor, I'd be reading her to fucking filth. Mm-hmm. But like, it's Big Brother, so like, if Caro or Michael's to win power next round, more power to you. And I'll be sitting here being like, you know what, you look like a damn fucking fool over here talking about Louise's poor positioning. Mm-hmm. But like right now, solely based on numbers, it's like the numbers aren't with you for the HOH comp coming up. Yeah. So in the next one coming up, definitely benefits having a larger group together. So shall be interesting to see what happens there. But let's get into, so Olivia wins at a household, shocker. And there's no question about what she's doing. Like, Michael's going up on the block, guaranteed it's happening because he has not given her a ton to work with. Like, it's probably the one relationship that Michael has really struggled on. It's unfortunate that Olivia's the second head of household. Most people would not have touched Michael. Anwar's probably the other relationship that he struggled with. Everyone else likes Michael. He's going up, guaranteed, no question. It's a question of, do I backdoor Robbie or do I put him up initially? And after talking with her Wild Alliance, Kelly convinces her, like, hey, just put up Robbie. You don't want to anger Jacob. Like, you know, we'll do what we need to do. Like, but Robbie's the main target. If somehow Robbie comes off, we'll put up Jacob as a pawn and we'll send Michael home, which is becoming more and more evident because Anwar and Veronica want to align with Jacob to kind of take out the cool kids at the table. So pretty much like at this point, everything's kind of shaping up to be, it will be Robbie or it will be Michael. There's no question. Jacob's going to stay. They'll at least have 6 votes to tie it and Olivia tie break. So at this point, it's like, who's going home between Robbie and Michael? And that's why Kelly's like, just put them both up. We'll send one of them home. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So that's where we get Robbie and Michael going up on the block as initial noms. Now we have to talk about this. We have to talk about this Olivia and Michael call because, girl, I am breaking out in hives thinking about it. Who wants to take it? Mitchell, do you want to take it? Because I don't want to talk about it.
I was not on that call, so you're gonna have to.
Okay. Olivia calls Michael and is like, "Hey, Michael, I'm gonna have to put you up. We weren't aligned in round 1, and I feel like you are close to other people, and our relationship, I want to work on it more. Like, you're not my target. I'm putting you up next to Robbie. Robbie's gonna go home. The whole house wants him gone. Like, please don't hate me." And Michael said, "You're right. And you know what I can do to pay you back? How can I help you in any way this round? Like, how can I help you despite you putting me in a bad spot in this game? How can I help you, Olivia?" And Olivia goes, "Yeah, like, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I would like the veto not to be used. So, like, if I win it, I won't be using it. If one of the random draw people wins it, I'm gonna tell them not to use it. So I'm just giving you a heads up that I don't want it to be used." Michael goes, "I can do you one better. If I win the veto, I'm not gonna use it on myself."
Now wait a damn minute. Because I didn't know about this. Because this is the first that I've heard about this. So
I'm
CLC, how have you not stood up and started pacing in front of the camera yet?
Oh, well, because here's why. First, I'm the white bitch in the blonde wig with all the numbers going around, being like. So at first I'm like, this is interesting. Second, I'm like, okay, well, Michael's not wrong. Robbie's going to go home in a near unanimous vote. Like, the only person who actually wants Robbie to stay is Anwar. But Anwar is like, I'm not fighting for this. So, like, Robbie can get the fuck out for all I care. It's like, cool, Michael's going to stay. It's not like who's the person, Marcellus, who does it in the actual Big Brother game and doesn't use it and then gets himself evicted. So at second, I'm like, okay, he would stay, so that's fine. And at third, I'm like, maybe he's just like lying to Olivia. He's just like telling Olivia what she wants to hear. Then I see, ding, oh, it's Michael's confessional. Let me click this. Oh no, he's absolutely not going to use the veto on himself. He absolutely is going to keep the nominations the same.
No, and if Luis does not rise up from a trash can in Michael's house and smack some fucking shit into him, if he wins the veto, then I will lose my fucking mind. Like, or even better, what will actually happen is Sarah, probably his sister, will show up at his house and like just, hey, Michael, punch him in the face and then leave.
No, wait. Now he really...
Oh, no, he really done said.
He really said on call to her, "I'll do you one better."
Like, I don't know. I don't know how Louisiana has made it legal to have crack in the water supply, but... don't know when that happened. But what the fuck? Like,
This is just no, and here's the tea of this all, is that Michael is truly just a super genuine and super wonderful person.
Yes.
And has no context for like Big Brother because he's never watched it. This is his first time doing anything like this. He's so immersed in the experience, and like I just think that it screams that this is very Michael. Like this aligns with the things I know about him, that he would do something like this. I'm
gonna film a TikTok to send to the VL real quick.
I would lose I would lose my mind if somebody didn't say to him, Michael, like, use the veto on yourself. That's like the whole point of the competition. Like, so
right, this is not Big Brother 2. Like, we made a veto so you can veto what the HOH has said. And like, and it's so funny that's coming from Michael, because this man watches conspiracy theory videos. I believe it fully, because he'll get on some calls and be like, what if Kadri nominated Stan just to see who would evict him, but then the votes were never there just to expose them? And his whole alliance members are like, huh? What?
And then he goes, and then he said,
no, I'm a newbie.
I know what I even just said.
So, like, it's funny that Michael will run to that conclusion during Kadri's HOH, but during when he's on the block and could go home, he's like, no, I'll stay on the block. Olivia, for you, because you're my friend. Even though you put me on the block in this position, because you don't want it to be used, I won't use it. And there's a high likelihood that he wins it. Like, yeah. Olivia, Kelly, and Robbie have all gone. Olivia and Kelly are leading. I think Olivia has the tiebreaker. I haven't confirmed it, because I'm just going to be real. If 7 is the winning score, Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ almighty. Like, the VL solved 9 on
this veto.
I think so too. I think Michael could absolutely dominate this. And, I mean, that's the most entertaining storyline.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Oh my God.
Could you
imagine if he wins and he decides not to use it? How, like, we're literally going to be like,
and like as much as people don't like Robbie, do people go, oh, well, now Michael's won a comp, people like him more than Robbie, do we just yeet him out of here? Bye. Like, Robbie's with no one. Michael has people.
He's going at 1:00 Eastern.
Correct. Yeah, Michael 1:00 Eastern. Caro is sometime between 2 and 3 Eastern. Jimbo, TBD. We'll figure it out sometime today. I think Jimbo could also do very well at this competition. But yeah, I'm at a loss for words that someone would not save themselves from the block.
I truly think someone will talk some sense into him.
God,
like,
I
it's
hope.
not at this point. It's not like, and here's the thing: is like, he just needs somebody to give him the okay to use it. Like, if he wins, he just will need somebody to give him the okay. Like, and it honestly, it might even be Olivia. Like if he calls with her and she's like, I think Olivia would have enough grace in that moment to be like, no, like, you need to, like, baby, no, like, use the veto, like,
right, like, but again, we've seen Olivia yeet her fucking cat to the back of her room, so maybe Olivia goes, oh, that veto that you want?
No, and I have something to say about the cat eating, because this, like, truly, as a cat owner, this happens all the time. Cats are like all up in your personal space all the fucking time. Like, this is the least surprising thing that I've seen. Great to look at this.
Yeah, I'm running to see this right now.
I posted it in the memes page on the Discord, and I also texted it to you.
Well, guess what, y'all? Breaking news, which I did not realize, because Olivia posted her confessional at like fucking 3 a.m. fucking Eastern. Apparently Jacob is no longer the renomination target, or no longer the renomination if someone is to be vetoed off the block. I think genuinely there is some concern about Jacob possibly going home if he would be a nominee, which is fair. The new renom would be Suck My Ass. Veronica would be the renom, which is disgusting and horrible because she's so iconic.
I love Veronica.
Regardless, I do think Robbie goes home against either of them, but I do think Jacob would provide a more interesting vote, because some people will be like, where is Jacob? Who is Jacob? So I think it's a good move on Olivia to guarantee a Robbie boot. So breaking news, because I'm not up at 3 a.m. to watch Olivia's confessional.
Well, she has posted a confessional at like 3:30 a.m. Eastern, like every night this week. And I'm like...
And then the next morning she goes, Carl, did you watch my confessional? Bitch, no!
Bitch, I'm gonna sleep.
What fucking time? But... So that's your breaking update. That Veronica would be the renom, and she's not going to be happy if she gets nominated for 2 weeks in a row. Girl, she's gonna suck something.
Veronica needs to be in her war room right now, praying that Michael wins veto.
Not that great.
Michael wins veto. He can't use it on himself. So.
Not this.
It's giving BBH3 whenever what's his name like won the veto and didn't use it. Was it John won the veto and didn't use it?
Oh, in BBH3, yeah, it was John. Yeah. No, he used it on somebody else.
Used it on the other person.
And then went home, yeah.
Yeah.
Not that.
Yeah.
Used it on Trey Robb, I think.
Trey Robb. Yeah. And then Trey Robb voted him out.
Yeah.
Not that.
Trey Robb, the robbed winner of BBH season 3.
Trey Robb is a king.
Robbed loser, sorry. Robbed
icon. He needs to come back and play again.
Well, as we wrap up, I do want to play this.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow.
Oh God,
that really fucking broke me. I'm like.
Oh God.
It's the way that I literally made that so quick too.
No, it is the way that you were like,
how to make it.
You had no shame. You're like, I'm about to make a TikTok for the BL.
You can watch me on cam making it.
Okay.
Oh God.
Okay. Well, on that note, catch us today.
It's the way I need y'all to vote me for fan favorite of BBH16.
Gray, you need to come on more.
Okay, I literally thought I was coming on tomorrow also. I also don't know what day it is right now because I'm on spring break. But I thought that I was coming on tomorrow, so Mitchell called me at 9:30. I was still laying in bed, and it said scam likely. And I was like, scam likely? I'm not answering that. And then it like popped up and it said Mitchell Stokes, and I was like, oh yeah, scam likely.
No, and it's the way that Gray has me in his phone as scam likely. Like that's what is doing this for me. Like that's it honestly, it speaks volume, Gray. It speaks volume.
I was like, am I supposed to be on morning tea today? Did I just sleep? When I went to bed, did I sleep like 36 hours? Like, did I miss a day? I don't know what day it is right now.
So
then I was like, let me put on my Hawaiian shirt and this hat so I can look like I'm like at the beach.
No, you're really serving BBH pool party, Minnie.
Girl, how would you know? You don't remember shit from that night.
No, you're right. No, and you're right.
In an off topic, if I had boobs to show you, I'd show you them off cam.
Girl,
and
shut the
on that note,
in the stream.
Oh God, I'm going off the rails. We have Michael today at 1. Carol sometime between 2 to 3. Jimbo at some time later today. I don't know.
Oh my God, I'm coming back on morning tea ASAP.
We'll have veto results. I don't know. I think Carol might be the last one. I don't know. But stick with us. Carol won't be using the veto. Jimbo won't use the veto if Michael does. I don't know.
Michael
wins.
won't.
We don't know.
Michael
I don't
won't.
know.
No.
Who knows? But for me, for Gray, for Mitchell Stokes, we're peacing out. Until next time, stay thirsty, my friends. Oh my god, I need someone to wipe my tears. And I'll catch you in the Discord. Bye, y'all.